There, normal again.
Just another power surge, eh?
Looks like it.
Just another break in standard process, like the water supply cut off the power, the reactor failure.
We've certainly had a lot of it lately.
Too much. And I, for one, would like to know why.
Come on, Simon, hurry up.
Sorry, Liz, I'm not going.
You've got to be joking.
No, I'm still interested in that longevity drug.
Blow the longevity drug. If you don't come now, we'll never live to use it. That's the only thing that matters now.
The only thing that matters is you get back to your mother and warn her of all this.
No!
Quick, before someone catches you.
I've told you 1,000 times!
Oh, for goodness sake, I'm simply asking why all these things have gone wrong. Haven't either of you any idea?
The director says it's human error.
Oh, come on,
Beth,
Larry!
listen to me. About the director.
Yes, Dr. Bukov.
There are certain facts we've got to face. The director isn't the same as the rest of us in the icebox.
Well, of course not. He's superior.
Superior intellectually, yes, but in other ways...
Are you trying to suggest there's something wrong with him?
I can tell you this. Did you know that the director suffers from blackouts?
Well, he works hard all the time.
Then when he recovers, he has no knowledge of what has happened.
Thank you, Dr. Bukov. I was aware of this phenomenon. I observed it myself not more than half an hour ago, and really it doesn't strike me as very surprising under the circumstances. You see, we don't help the director, do we? We hinder him, just as he says.
Daddy, wake up! Daddy!
So whose fault is it this time, Bukov? Whose?
I don't know, Director. There was that strange rise in temperature. It must have had the effect of thawing the hibernation slabs outside.
What caused the rise in temperature? And how did those volunteers escape?
I don't know.
Liz! You were imprisoned behind an electronic shield. How did you get free?
What?
Answer me!
Director, can't you see she's upset? I mean, all this has been a terrible shock to her. She only wanted to get away from this place because she was unhappy, and then she came across the slabs outside.
I'm all right. It's a mystery about the electronic shield, Director. All of a sudden, it just vanished.
Very convenient.
And you can hardly blame her for that, Director. Since they were unable to move in the fantasy room, neither Liz nor Simon could have conceivably managed their own escape.
Yes, and what has become of Simon? They're still to blame. Since those two children came here, everything's gone wrong.
I'll have to get some more serum from the stores. You'll need to be artificially fed for a couple of days after such a spell in the ice.
Will nobody answer my questions?
Questions? Oh, I beg your pardon, Director, but are you truly asking questions or merely telling us the conclusions he wishes to draw?
Sure.
Beth understands what I mean. Beth knows that in the icebox, the only way to work is to start with the answers and only then to look for the questions. If we haven't lost the ability, of course.
Bukov! How dare you speak to me like that? I'll not stand for it. Come on, Beth.
I was wondering, Director, if I might not stay with the patient for a while.
Why?
The hibernation experiment. I have very little in the way of direct statistics yet. I thought as he regained consciousness, the children's reactions might be of value.
Very well, Beth. By all means.
Mummy, why didn't you tell me? I kept asking you.
How could I? How could I explain something like this? You would never have understood. You know you wouldn't.
That isn't why you didn't explain. You didn't dare. How could you agree to let this happen to Daddy?
Liz, we couldn't manage any longer, and Beth had the idea...
Oh, of course it had to be Beth. All this was her doing, wasn't it?
He'll be all right. It's a regulated experiment. All factors controlled by the computer.
You and your computer. And the director come to that. I suppose he was behind all these awful things. You're on his side. You think he's marvelous, don't you?
Yes, I do.
You do everything he says, but you never stop to think whether it's right. You want to be like him.
How could anyone like you hope to appreciate what the director is trying to achieve? You're a stupid little girl.
That's right, I'm stupid. And I'd rather stay stupid than become like you. I'm not going to let it happen. Just look what you've done to Mummy and Daddy with your schemes and ambitions. Mummy's even too scared to talk to me now. She never used to be like that. We could always tell each other everything.
Now listen to me. I'm going to tell you one...
both stop it. What matters now is Frank. We're here. It's all happened. But somehow we've got to find a way of dealing with it.
Oh, I'm sorry, Mummy. It's just... Will somebody tell me, why did he have to be frozen in the ice?
The hibernation experiment is different from anything else we're doing here. We've yet to show that long-term freezing produces any ill effects. This particular experiment will have to be accounted a failure. Frank should have remained in the ice for 10 years. At least.
Years.
That was the specified period. He knew that when he volunteered.
Did he volunteer, Mummy?
Yes, of course, dear.
You don't sound so sure.
Liz, stop asking questions.
Daddy came here to the icebox with you just to do something like this.
That's confidential information, Jean. She's no right to it.
I want to know.
Very well, Liz. Your father's volunteering for the hibernation experiment was a condition of our coming to the icebox.
Jean!
Oh, Beth, what's the good of evading the truth anymore? In the beginning, the authorities had no use for your father here. Then they said that if he would do this, I could come with Beth as I wanted to.
And that's why he did it? Just so you could be with Beth?
Yes, Liz.
This is a wicked place. You know that too now, don't you? Just like Mummy.
Oh, go away. I've had just about as much of you as I can take.
You can't bear to remember the past, you mean? You're frightened of it.
Jean, will you ask her to go away somewhere? She's nothing to do with me.
But I am. I am you. Only you're not me, and that's the trouble. You've changed too much. Better intelligence, scientific progress, and your little ting god of a...
I'm not staying here to listen to this.
Oh, please, Beth, don't go. You can't, don't you see? We can't escape from one another, you and I. It's the director, Beth. He's what worries you, isn't he? You can't go against him.
I will not stay.
Because you think he's always right. But how can he be when he lets things like this happen?
But how can you say the rise in temperature is my doing, Director?
Because you keep saying that Liz and Simon weren't responsible.
Well, they were imprisoned at the time.
They've caused enough trouble here, yet you go out of your way to excuse them. I query your motives, Bukov.
Director, I cannot allow you to...
Allow? Bukov? I want the truth. Larry could hardly have been solely responsible for the variation in temperature. It would be out of the question to blame Beth or Jean. That leaves you.
I thought you were looking for the truth.
I'm sorry?
Director, I have to tell you that I have certain evidence concerning the things that have been going wrong here. I was intending to make it part of a report to the International Commission. But now I see I must show it to you.
What right have you to make a report to the International Commission?
Every right.
I know you'll question my right to do this, but from the beginning, Edith Joynton and I have had a special brief from the International Commission.
I know nothing of it.
No, Director, our brief was to report on you.
You? Report on me?
This case contains computer instruction tapes.
I do not accept that you and Dr. Joynton were detailed to spy on me. Bukov, if
Each
you
of
think
these
that...
tapes contains a break at a certain point, perhaps a critical point. There's an interruption, Director, a break in programming.
Impossible?
Aren't we starting with conclusions again and working our way back to questions? With your permission, Director.
You better come and see this.
Yeah.
Bukov,
What is it?
the temperature control again. Only this time we seem to be saying a heat loss. Degrees. That's 3 degrees in half an hour.
Not an abnormal variation.
I thought you said you were looking for the truth. Well, I have it for you.
No, Bukov, you have not. Like everyone else who works against me here, all you have is theories. I am the only one who can be relied upon for the truth.
Every operation of the computer is checked by you daily on BrainLink. The computer can't make mistakes. But if it should happen that while you're programming, perhaps unknown to you...
Enough, Bukov! I'll hear no more. Not a word.
Nearly 4 degrees.
It's all right. He's coming round. Beth. Liz, darling, I don't think you should stay.
I want to be with him.
It will be too much for him, don't you see? He thinks of you as belonging to the past. The good past. Will you stay, Beth?
No, Jean. No.
Frank. Frank, my dear.
Liz?
What is it this time?
Look, I know you don't like me very much, and in many ways you've got good reasons,
Don't
but...
like you. I hate you.
Oh, be fair. Sometimes in life you have to make decisions and hope they come out for the best. You'll know about that soon enough.
But I'll never make your decisions, will I?
Then how did I come to make them? We're the same, Liz. Yet I'm like a person you could never be, and you're like someone I never was, never.
Liz, do you know what I found in there?
You haven't been in the director's office again.
I understand about the testament now. Come and see.
Stop this, Simon. This time you've interfered once too often.
Then you don't know either. All you ever did was to service that computer for Deborah, wasn't it? You never knew what it was truly for. Well, come on, you've got to see. This, now watch it.
But what?
Just watch. There.
What does it mean?
I don't know what you'd call it properly, but I think it's a kind of life history.
The director's?
Do you know what the director really is, Beth? I mean, what he truly is? Dr. Bukov once told me the director was a clone.
A clone? What's a clone?
Oh, no, it can't be true.
Will somebody tell me what a clone is?
Well, a clone is a person constructed from the genetic cells of someone else.
From that other Deborah who died, that's right.
But it doesn't seem... Simon, I didn't know it was possible.
Nobody knew it was possible. And the director's making sure it keeps on being that way. All this computer is for is to build another clone of Devereaux. And what we've just seen is as far as it's got. And that's the testament, too. The secret of the longevity drug. I'll never find it out now because it's a part of the new clone. And once that becomes mature, it'll be Devereaux all over again. And the secret will still be safe inside his head.
It keeps dropping all the time.
Well, no, Director. Procedurally okay?
Remarkable!
Remarkable. I tell you, the fault can only be in the programming.
Bukov! For the last time, that's impossible.
Why? Because every operation of the computer is checked by you daily on BrainLink, and you can't admit that you could have made a mistake?
Lies? Insinuations?
You won't hear what I've got to say then. Larry, from now on you'll do everything I say, please. I'm assuming command. Too much danger, Director. You can't be trusted to govern us anymore.
So cold. What's wrong?
Director!
Beth! Help me! Emergency signal, central control!
I've no choice, Beth. The Director's mistakes will kill us if I don't take over.
No!
Larry, get his arm. Inside, quickly.
Right.
One of the computer head clamps, Larry.
Four.
Don't argue, get it.
Here you are.
Now, throw an electronic shield around him.
Right.
How dare you! Beth, help me!
Now, Director, we're going to analyze one of these instruction tapes together. It's the one from yesterday morning. Your programming of the HA57 dosage. It was because her dosage was incorrect that Edith Joynton died.
That's a lie!
Switch to memory scanner, Larry.
The heating's 7 below, Bukov.
Beth, don't let them do it. You at least know there was no error. You understand?
So, Director,
Yeah.
you have contact.
Yeah.
Answer, please.
Yeah. Contact.
This is clear. That's right. You're programming the drug dosage for Beth, I think. All in order.
Bukov, this is idiocy.
And now
Can you
what's this?
see?
Yes, Edith Joynton. You begin programming.
There was no error. You know it.
Continue. You are just prescribing the variable dosage when... A blank, Director. A break in programming. So when the computer converted your instruction to manufacture, there was still a blank, and Edith Joynton died.
No!
Shall we analyze the other tapes? The ones relating to the water supply, the summoning of volunteers? It's because you suffer from blackouts, Director. Were you aware of that?
Blackouts!
They're beyond your control. Your mind goes blank. You're not perfect after all.
15 below, Bukov.
Director, you must go on BrainLink immediately. Correct the error you've made.
Error. All this time. Error.
No time to waste, Director.
Can't be. My brain, the computer, the most reliable combination in the world.
You must reprogram.
No, I don't believe you. You're deceiving me. All of you. Yeah. You're working against me as you have done from the beginning. You, Beth, Bukov. Everyone. You're not worthy of me. I shall leave you. I shall leave you to your fate.
Director!
No!
You must reprogram!
No! Oh! No!
Director!
Larry, it's so cold.
20 below. That's ice, Beth. Ice.
What are we going to do?
The antifreeze.
What?
The serum. The stuff Bukov called antifreeze.
You're right. We can't wait any longer. Emergency signal to central control. And the supply cupboard.
Larry. I'm sorry.
It's all right.
Serum. I'm taking it to Mummy and Daddy.
I think he ran right outside, Simon. Right onto the ice. The finest scientific mind in the world, unable to face the fact that he could have made a mistake.
You must take these, Mummy. Give Daddy some too. It'll keep you both alive till help arrives.
It's so cold. What's happened?
The icebox is freezing over. The director could have saved us, but he's gone.
Gone? Where to?
I don't know. He could have reprogrammed the computer, but he wouldn't. Bukov proved to him that it was his fault that Dr. Joynton died. And it's his fault that we're freezing to death. He couldn't face being wrong.
Oh.
Don't worry, Mummy. Sam and I will get out of here. Back to our own time. Back to you and Daddy. And we'll go on living as we did before. I won't let any of this happen. I promise I won't.